What a beautiful day to be a bear. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechPod Solutions, and we actually just wrapped up our live trading session with the LPP team. If you're part of LPP, please go watch today's live trading. We opened up short on Tesla and beautifully caught the sell-off as it made lower lows and lower highs. My trade was nowhere close to being perfect. I didn't cover at 260 by any means, but again, you don't need to be perfect to be green in this market. You just need to follow one thing, and that's direction. So overall, 5.3K on the day, showing signs of consolidation and actually anticipating to actually go long. But the thing that I quickly want to talk about is what's going on with the market. Why are we seeing so much selling pressure? As you guys can see, markets are nearly retracing previous lows. And yes, if you are asking the question, can markets continue to sell off? There is no doubt that that is possible, but let's explain why they're selling off. So there was a PCE report that came out today. Again, you guys should all have access to this. This is the economic calendar that we have for you on techpodsolutions.com, right under trading tools. And on a daily basis, you can be kept up to date with all the different economic reports that are bound to be released. So 1 hour before the market opened, there was a PCE report that came out, and it came out just fine. I mean, that's not the reason why markets were selling off so much. The reason that we began to see so much selling pressure is, again, due to the fears of tariff. No surprise there. Some people got way ahead of themselves. I made numerous videos talking about, hey, if you want to buy the dip, there's nothing wrong with that if your intention is to buy long term, but you can't be surprised by pullbacks. You got to make sure that you can tolerate them. So investors continue to monitor President Trump's tariff announcement. For those that do not know, Trump announced this week a potential 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. This is why you're seeing a bunch of different articles highlighting what manufacturers make their vehicles in the US. Tesla, 100% made here, so you don't have to worry about that. But the rest of them, they're not 100% made here. So one of two things. They're either going to get hit with a tariff, or they can begin to manufacture those actual vehicles here and creating manufacturing plants. And then on top of that, creating more jobs, hopefully boosting our economy. I'm guessing that's the idea. Or they can actually try to renegotiate with the series of different countries and making sure that we have a more fair tariff or trade based off of what we get charged on tariffs and what they get charged. That's been the biggest thing. People like to argue it. Nonetheless, it's the US that often has to pay a much larger tariff on exports than we do have to pay on imports, or what we charge them. Trump is trying to level the playing field. You don't have to agree with it. This is simply what it is that he is trying to do. And because of this, yes, it is creating some more fear into the market, causing markets to drop even further. I mean, I love it. I love that markets are retracing. This really excites me, not just because on the short term, I get to short the stock and make money on the downside, but this should excite you to go long, right? The only people that are freaking out right now are bag holders. And let's be honest, nothing else is going to save them. So let them continue to not know how to manage risk. But the second reason is, we get a bunch of great stocks that are now a little bit more on the oversold side, and we get to pick up a bunch of good quality companies at a much better price. And that's exciting, right? I want to see if Nvidia can break below $100 per share. I want to see if Tesla can go below $200 per share. MicroStrategy, of course, a terrible company, but I'm super excited to continue to short MicroStrategy back down to $200 per share. There's a bunch of different companies that, again, are becoming very oversold that might actually be worth going long on. Again, you just have to make sure that you can tolerate the time that it might take for these companies to recover, and to not buy with too much that you simply put yourself in a position that is exhausting to hold them. Remember, you don't want to buy using margin, because then you can get margin called if they continue to sell off. I think that if you're just getting started and you're really trying to learn how to trade, learn exactly the opposite of what crypto bros and bag holders are doing. They buy too much at overbought levels and become too over leveraged that when it begins to turn against them, all they can do is cry and complain in the comment section. And again, it's because they continue to get margin called and lose value as their stock continues to sell off. So let's learn from their mistake. Learn how to make money and bounce. Don't focus so much on having a perfect trade, especially as markets are downturning. But the second thing is also, don't be afraid to go long if you see value in that company long term, but don't buy with too much that you simply cannot tolerate, right? It's a very exciting time. There's a lot of companies that are becoming incredibly oversold. But again, it's all about the position you choose to put yourself in. Moments like this is where a lot of money can be made long term. But again, if you stress yourself out too much, if you buy in too early, too much, then again, you are going to pay the price. So let's stay cool, calm, and collected. Let's embrace and enjoy what it is that's happening. If more selling pressure happens, embrace it. welcome it. That means that we can buy all these stocks at a much cheaper price. You don't have to short the market, because I know shorting isn't for everyone. But again, you also don't have to fight the trend. Let the market sell off if they need to. Stay patient, stay calculated. Excited to see you for our live trading session on Monday. And remember, if you want to watch my live session from today, it's going to be that second link in the description down below. You'll get to watch today's live session, and also you'll get to watch me trade live every day moving forward. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access, and it literally breaks down to $1.35 per day. So I hope to see you there. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.